You know, the story of Katerina and Carl reminds me so much of what we went through.
Yeah, similar circumstances, but where we remained strong, she gave in. She should know that life isn't fair. Everyone suffers. If people ignore the rules and act purely based on self-interest, society collapses.
Well, I admire her. She refused to be dictated by laws made by long-dead people for the sake of her family. I can't see anything nobler than that.
Still a bit of an anarchist, aren't you?
I guess so. Dead people tend to get stuck in their ways.
This can't be healthy. There's that feeling again. Whoa.
Morning, Agent. Dr. Patterson asked me to tell you to meet him in the morgue. He's done with the remains from the recycling center.
All right, thanks. I'll go have a look before I pay EPOS a visit.
Well, Leonard, it's been quite gross working with you. Hello again. I've got a present for you, Agent.
Is that so?
Yep, right here on this tray. If you're a fan of minced meat, I've got a bucket full of Leonard out back, too.
I think I'll pass on that one.
Good choice. The seasoning is subpar, to say the least.
You take your jokes way too far, Doctor. Now, what have you found?
Well, obviously, the poor man was shredded. Fortunately for him, it happened when he was already dead.
Yeah, I came to the same conclusion. Can you tell me anything about the cause of death?
Not much with the remains in this state. No signs of toxic substances, but that obviously still leaves a lot of options open.
Noted. So what's this in front of me?
Oh, yes. I noticed a pattern on Leonard's skin. Likely a tattoo. These are all the pieces I could find. Not sure how they fit together, but I kept them in case you wanted to have a look.
All right, I'll check them out. Huh. Looks like Leonard had this symbol tattooed on him. I'll copy it to my notebook. So this is how Leonard's tattoo turned out.
Interesting. What does it mean?
Your guess is as good as mine.
Looks like one of those runes Maya liked to litter the town with.
Oh, wait, that's her doing?
Yes. As I understand it, she was a major voice on the building committee.
Huh. I've been wondering where all those symbols came from.
Yeah. Me, personally, I like the aesthetic. I think it gives the town a distinct look.
Definitely. The tattoo doesn't look runic to me, though, but I'll keep your theory in mind. Change of venue?
Yes, this is where the recital will take place later. Great acoustics.
Ah, can I have a little foretaste?
Very well. The same wind, my dear, the same wind, shook the walls of Jericho, dried your tears. No Lee to be found, no trust, nor joy. This fire you were set to guard, and I to rest by its side. Your books and notes in disarray. It all seeks to delay us, while you face increasing chaos.
That was great. I love the ending.
You're too kind.
Hi there.
Greetings, and welcome to the Free Church of Epos. If you wish, you can enter our public prayer room to the right for some silent contemplation.
All right, thanks. What about the rest of the church?
The other areas are off limits to non-members.
Member or not, I'm a special agent with several murders to solve. I need you to let me in.
I'm sorry, but I can't let you pass. You're gonna need papers. This is a diplomatic sanctuary.
Let's stop wasting time. You know that I'll get that warrant eventually.
Well, feel free to come back when you have it. I'd suggest you take this up with your superior.
There's no time to mess around with paperwork. I'll need to take things into my own hands. Looks like a timeline of how the EPOS seal has changed over the years. The third version of the EPOS logo, designed about 15 years ago. No way. It's the tattoo design. That must mean Leonard is a member of EPOS. Or, well, he was, at some point at least. I'll get rid of the tattoo sketch later. No point in hanging on to that. It says LD on this box right here. That's gotta be Leonard Dahl. Locked, obviously. This key might be useful. Got a written piece of paper. All right, got it. An armed guard. All right, let's see if this works.
What the heck?
That should keep him busy for a while. Some kind of metal workshop, with a few men working on what looks like construction materials. The room is a dead end, so I'll avoid it. All right, I think this guard has done his part. I'll place him far enough from the building so I can sneak inside. Grandmaster Otto, if you are reading this, it means that I have failed. I'm sorry, but I didn't want to involve the church unless absolutely necessary. My brother has some things for you. They will be self-explanatory. I told him to only give them up to the person who repeats the famous quote from my favorite book. I'm sure you remember. Blessings from Leonard, your most humble and loyal servant. Seems like Leonard was up to something shady. I'll have to find his brother and figure out what the quote is. A ventilation panel. Can't reach it from here. All right, it's loose now.
Six new members over the last month. The Bacarbo parish is also doing better now.
They managed to resolve their financial difficulties?
Oh yes, Elsa is doing great work there. Sending her on our behalf was the right call. That brings us to the subject of these horrid murders.
Vile acts, for certain. I pray that the church will stay clear of any blame.
Why shouldn't it? We had nothing to do with those atrocities.
I know that, old friend. But surely our enemies will not ignore an opportunity like this.
I suppose so. Our violent past coming back to haunt us.
Sadly, the fact that one of our people was victimized will inevitably draw eyes upon the church.
Yes, maybe it's in our best interest to invite the police as a gesture of good faith.
It would certainly show them that we have nothing to hide.
Very well. Let's bring the subject to a vote at the council tonight.
At the very least, it seems like the church leadership didn't sanction the murders. I'll wait a bit and see if they leave. Administrative paperwork.
Welcome, visitor. Special Agent, Violent Crimes Central Bureau.
Oh, it's you again. The man from the train.
Indeed. I never forget a face, but I'm afraid I didn't catch your name.
It's Agent England.
Ah, I am Vilgood. I assume you are aware of our legal status.
Whether or not I am, I've got a murder case on my hands. I'll go where I must to solve it.
Bold words. Some might even call them unwise, considering your current predicament.
It's possible, but to be honest, I overheard you and your robed friend before. It's clear to me that the church is not condoning any murders. So, if you agree to answer my questions, I'll get out of your hair in no time.
Very well. To prove that we have nothing to hide, I will oblige.
What's your take on the conduit?
Oh, those heretics? Haven't heard anything of them in many years. As far as I know, they are firmly confined to the ash heap of history by now.
Some might argue with that. Your church has a violent past with them, hasn't it?
There's no denying that. We fought many battles with their kind in the youth of our movement.
And now?
Don't be absurd. They are practically eradicated, and we have been a peaceful group for decades.
What do you think about their teachings, then?
Certainly dangerous doctrines if left unchecked. The conduit believes humans will create God in their image, instead of the other way around. In their folly, they forget that humans are flawed, and that their creations will inevitably inherit those flaws. The false god they aspire to create may demand sacrifices they're not prepared for.
So Leonard Dahl, one of your members, was killed yesterday.
I had a feeling your inquiry would lead us to him.
Can you think of anyone who would want him dead?
No, he was a loyal member of the church for many years. Kind of a loner, but always helpful and polite. He did have a strangeness to him, though. A look in his eyes like he was stuck in perpetual contemplation. It seemed as if he was constantly on the verge of, but never quite able to reach, some sort of profound revelation.
Any hint of a violent side to him?
No. To my knowledge, Leonard never committed any violence, nor did he express any desire to do so.
Do you know what kinds of books Leonard liked to read?
One book he borrowed frequently was The Kingdom of God is Within You. In fact, it still hasn't been returned. It should be among his estate.
Would you be able to say if he had any favorite quotes from that book?
No, you should ask someone who spent more time with him.
Fine, I'll do that. What kind of book is it anyway?
It's about nonviolence, to summarize.
Got it. Thanks. Do you know who Leonard Dahl's brother is?
I believe his name is Rolf. Quite a shady character, if you ask me.
Oh, the gardener, right?
Yes, that's him.
What's your opinion on Maya Strand?
She was my polar opposite in almost every way. But I enjoyed the occasional late-night chess game with her in the canteen. It's fascinating how trivial activities like board games can bring such different people together. Goes without saying that I was as shocked and appalled as anyone when I learned of what happened to her.
What do you know about Carl Oscarson?
I must confess I didn't even know his name before I heard he was a murder victim.
Do you know who Katarina Berg is, the schoolteacher? She also calls herself Melinda.
I believe I've seen her around town with the school children, but I don't know much about her.
What can you tell me about Rolf?
Not my favorite person. He mocked the Lord when I first met him, and I don't take kindly to that sort of behavior.
That's all, for now.
Understood. I'll be here if you have more inquiries.
Oh, the passage led back here. Good. Since I left the door unlocked behind me, I'll be able to come back the same way. Ball lightning. My interpretation must have been spot on. There it is, the book from the library. Got it. The Kingdom of God is Within You by Leo Tolstoy. This looks ancient, pre-collapse for sure. A number of pages are marked in the margins, likely to easily find them. Even if one of the marked pages contains the quote I need, there's too much text. I'll need more to go on. Maybe someone who had regular contact with Leonard would know the quote if they saw it. Hey there, how are you holding up?
Oh, you again. I'm doing okay. Any luck with the case?
Some. Have time for more questions?
I suppose.
Do you know Rolf, the plant master?
Sure, he brings our gardening waste to the recycling center every week. He's kind of an asshole, though. Always seems to be trying to rip you off.
Have a look at these marked pages. Does anything remind you of things Leonard used to say?
Give me a minute, will you?
Sure.
Here. The sole meaning of life is to serve humanity. Leonard used to say that whenever I was late for work.
Perfect. Thanks.
No problem.
I'll let you get back to your drink.
Okay, good luck out there.
Hello, Ralph.
Hey, look, I'm pretty busy here. Not really a good time to talk.
This can't wait. You heard about your brother, right?
It's a small town, what do you think?
Sorry about your loss, but I really need to ask you some questions.
Fine.
What can you tell me about the Church of Epos? I know for a fact that your brother was a member.
So? That's not a crime.
Come on, Rolf, work with me. Don't you want me to catch your brother's killer?
Yes, he was a member, but I'm not. I spent 10 years trying to get him out of that place.
Why would you do that?
Because he changed. He became this sullen, slow, serious, fucking block of a person. He used to be so full of life, you know? I know he died just yesterday, but the Leonard I grew up with, he's been dead for a long time.
I understand, Rolf. Thanks for sharing. The sole meaning of life is to serve humanity.
I don't believe this.
You have something for me, Rolf?
I guess so. You know, you're the last person I was expecting. Was my brother a police informant?
Yeah. We were building a case, but that's all I'm at liberty to say.
Shit! That's crazy. Wait here, I'll be right back. Here, now go, bury the bastard that killed my brother.
I'll do my very best. Got rid of the note. No need to hold on to that. Let's see here. There was an audio tape and a few documents inside. These look like surveillance reports. It seems that Leonard was investigating Carl, Katerina, and Maya. The museum, the junk heap, and the apartment at Mimir Road are all mentioned as locations of interest. Leonard must have followed them around town and documented their activities. There's not much new to me in here, but there's mention of multiple tape recordings. Maybe they can offer some other clue to the killer. I need to figure out some way to play that tape. This tape is in pretty bad shape, but I might be able to do something with this machine here. All right, looks like the machine has analyzed the tape. Maybe I can reduce some or all of this noise.
imagining things, Carl.
I can't shake the feeling that someone is onto us.
We've been careful. You're imagining things, Carl.
Maybe. I can't wait to be done with all of this and just go be a family.
Me either, my love. Me either. Did you get the package?
Yes. Had a look inside. CPUs, neural cores, major third-degree violations.
I don't like it any more than you do, but it will keep Maya off our backs for a while.
Fuck, Mel, it's too hot. Terrorist classified hot. By definition, we're terrorists now.
Don't be dramatic. We'll keep our heads down, let Maya have her fun, then eject from this whole mess.
Things used to be so simple around here.
Interesting. If only I knew where it was recorded. Oh, those must be the chimes I heard on Leonard's tape. That means Carl and Katerina were here when they were recorded. I should have a look around. I wonder. There's something taped here under the bench. A tape recorder. This must be what Leonard used to record Carl and Katerina. There's still a tape inside. Crap, looks like the recorder is busted. I'll just ditch it and keep the tape.
Let me worry about Carl. I'll find a way to make him see the value of our cause.
He's a liability, Katerina. It's only a matter of time before he figures out our true plans for the vessel.
Maya, just don't call our child that.
What? Vessel? But that's exactly what it is. A vessel for Holdra. Don't get emotionally attached. We must put our own selfish desires aside. How many children can she not save? How much suffering can she not end?
I know, Master, it's just hard. What if something went wrong? What if this is all for nothing?
You need to have faith, sister. Ever since I was little, I have sung to the tune of these machines. Now, is your wrist implant working as expected?
I think so. Doesn't itch anymore, at least.
I'll run a diagnostic later. I also put in a little surprise.
Let me guess, a bomb?
Is that sarcasm? It doesn't befit you. No, a fake biometric signature.
Oh, for the city trench coats? Why would one of them ever come to Nordsund?
It's just precaution. We won't remain here forever. I haven't gotten us this far by avoiding contingencies, have I?
I suppose not.
Katerina played me good. She is one of them. I must go and confront her.
I have a bad feeling about this.
I can take care of myself, Alex. You need to step aside and let me do my job.
If you say so, honey.
Katerina, Huh? If someone is there, show yourself. Strange. Hey, Katerina, wake up. Shit, her pulse is extremely weak. Maybe her arm's worse off than it looks. I need to go get help.
From what I can gather, some kind of brain trauma has put her in a comatose state.
Damn. Can you determine the extent of the damage?
Difficult to say, which is typical for most brain injuries. She could wake up in 5 minutes. She may never wake up at all.
What could have caused it? Could someone have done it to her?
It's theoretically possible that she suffered a stroke, but her symptoms are eerily similar to victims of sophisticated interrogation techniques.
Interrogation techniques? Like what?
I'm no neurologist or nanoengineer, but from what I learned in medical school, there are advanced torture devices and energy-based weapons that can cause symptoms like this. All of them illegal, of course. Your colleagues at the Bureau may have more information about the subject.
I see. I will consult my contact here in Nordsund. Perhaps she has some knowledge on the matter.
Very well. I will remain here overnight and monitor this woman's vitals.
Good. Thank you, Doctor. Stay frosty, Gabriel. Whoever did this to Katerina may decide to come back.
I'll try, ma'am. Be careful out there. U-Run is drawing near.
U-Run?
You didn't hear? The storm. That's what people are calling it.
Oh. Must be a big one. No Stina. Looks a bit overgrown. Quite a mess. Quite a mess. Could be caused by the storm. It's Stina's scarf. Ah! Stina! What the hell?
Sorry, kid. Can't let you stand in my way.
You won't get away with this!
Damn it. Why'd she have to get so close?
No, this wasn't supposed to happen. Hold on, darling. I've got this.
Damn. The strain on my blue to keep me alive must have knocked out the Augs. I've never felt this cold. I need to find a way to heat myself up before I get hypothermia. A large branch. Damp and not ideal as firewood, but could be part of a shelter. Damn, it's too tough to break off by hand. A photo of Katerina. The glass frame is broken, but I might be able to use the shards. I've gathered a few dense tree branches, but I'll need some way of tying them together. Okay, I put the firewood in place. I'll need some dry kindling too. I hate to do this, but it's a matter of survival. be able to tie it all together using the tape. All right, that should catch any wind coming from the east.
Remember last time we went camping?
How could I forget? What didn't go wrong that weekend?
Well, we were never hit by any meteorites or struck by lightning. But other than that...
At least my friction fire skills have improved. I never thought all that survival training would ever actually pay off.
Avoiding death by freezing may have been a decent incentive.
You could say that. As much as I enjoy your company, I'm not quite ready to cross over to the other side.